Hey guys, just wanted to create a little video to help us out in a couple of things. Last year, if we remember in the draft, we had some problems. Needless to say, the problems were that the website for some reason sometimes didn't let us know when it was our turn to make a pick when our pick came up, and I would like to try and avoid that this year. Also, I know that there's going to be some people here who in the league who aren't going to be able to participate in the draft this year due to scheduling problems or whatever they are. And so what I want to do is I want to explain how to set up the auto draft. It's pretty simple, but it should be very useful. Even if we intend to, or if we plan on participating in the live draft, I would like it if we could all set up our own auto draft, just in case we don't know when it's our turn and we don't end up having a person selected for us. So to do this, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to log into the website. So I'm going to click on the Start Participating link here, choose my name, and enter my password here. And then once logged in, we're going to go to the Draft Center. And on the Draft Center, on the main menu, there's two options. There's Auto Draft Overview and there's Auto Draft List. We want to go to the Auto Draft List first. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. And the way to set up our auto draft is we need to create lists for each of the positions that will be on our teams. And so take note of which list you're currently on. Right now it shows that I'm on the Auto Draft Instructions Wildcard List 1. Up here on this menu bar is where we have the various positions. I'm going to go to Quarterback List here. And so on my quarterback list, it's split into two parts. There's the auto draft list here. This is the actual list that we'll be creating, and these are the players that we get to select from. So to add players to the list, I'm just going to select, just a few players here, just random players, and then we're going to hit the Add to List button to add them to the list. And of course, we can come back later and select a few more. The reason I want to select more is because we really want our list to be as long as possible. And the reason why we want that is because once we get into, say, the 13th or 14th round in the draft, many of these players are going to be already selected. So we want to make sure that we have enough players in our list that the auto draft will be able to have someone to pick from. And so make your list as long as possible, especially in the running back and wide receiver position, since we get to have at least 3 players of each of those 2 positions. So make them especially long. Now that I've added these players to my list, I can reorder them based on preference. Of course, Aaron Rodgers right now is showing as my top priority. So to move him in any direction, well, what you do is just select him once, and then you click on another name, and that's how you will move him within the list. You can reorder your list however you need it based on who you want most of all. And so you'll order your list based on who you want by priority. And now that you've done this, go ahead and create your list for each of the positions that we're going to have. Of course, we have these 2 wildcard positions. That's because we have 2 slots that we can fill with any position we want. So yeah, fill in those wildcard positions. Once you've got those lists filled out, you then need to go to the Auto Draft Overview. You can go there by clicking here or going back up to the Draft Center and choosing the Auto Draft Overview in the menu. Once there, in the Auto Draft Overview, it will show under our draft priority lists our top 3 players for each of the positions that we want. And then the most important part is on the left hand side under the instructions, where we have our different draft rounds. Of course there's 16 rounds in our draft, and it shows that I have the 10th pick in the first round and the 3rd pick in the second round. For each round you want to instruct it to tell which position you want drafted. To do that, just click the plus sign next to where it says do nothing. It'll change to a drop down list box. Click there and choose a position that you want it to draft. So it will use your lists based on who it should draft next, on whoever's available. Now, when you're doing this, make sure to pay close attention as to how many players per position you're selecting, because we do have some restraints on how many players we're supposed to have. Of course, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, 2 kickers, and then we also have at least, I think, 3 wide receivers and 3 running backs, and we have 2 wild card positions that we can add an extra position for each of those. And so be careful or mindful of those rules, making sure that you have the correct players selected, or correct amount of players selected per position. Once you've done that, you've set up the auto draft, and that way you'll ensure that your draft is going to go smoothly this year. And while I've got you, I might as well show you how to select your keeper for the year. To do that, you need to go to your clubhouse menu, to the team control panel. You all have rights to the very same players that you had last year on your roster. And in this section here, where it says Set Keepers, Franchise Players, in this drop-down list box are all the players that you have rights to on your team. So simply select the player that you want, and then hit Set Keeper, and that will select the keeper that you need, you want to keep for this new season. Okay, that's the end of that video. If you have any questions, just give me a call.